February 10th, 1722, just after dawn. The sky was a dull grey smear. The sea, eerily still. Not a wave, not a breeze, just the soft groan of timber and the faint metallic creak of iron hanging in the rigging. In the distance, a ship, alone, moving slow, pretending to be lost, its sails loose, its crew invisible, a perfect disguise. Anchored just across the bay, surrounded by silence and salt, was the most feared pirate alive. Bartholomew Roberts, Black Bart, velvet coat, gold chains, wine in hand, watching, calm, in control. He had no idea this was his final morning, no idea that the ship drifting toward him was a predator in disguise, a British warship, 50 guns sealed behind false walls, ready to strike, and he, dressed like royalty, was its target. But to understand why this day mattered, we have to rewind, back to a very different man, back to 1719. Roberts wasn't born a pirate. He was a navigator from Wales, quiet, calculated, a man who read stars and obeyed orders until fate interrupted. Off the coast of West Africa, pirates stormed the ship he worked on, guns drawn, chaos erupted, crewmates begged, some fought, some cried. Roberts, he stared, cool, calm. The pirate captain saw something in him, promoted him instantly, and that moment changed history, because within weeks, Roberts wasn't just part of the crew. He was leading it, and in just 3 short years, he became legend. He captured more than 400 ships. 400! He carved his name into the oceans, the Atlantic, the Caribbean, the West African coast. He didn't just steal, he dominated. English, French, Dutch, Portuguese. It didn't matter. If it had a flag, it was fair game. But Roberts wasn't reckless. He ran his fleet like a general. His ships followed a strict pirate code. No drinking on duty, no gambling, no fights without approval. And if you broke the rules, you didn't get a warning, you got marooned. Or worse, one man stole a spoon, just a spoon, and Roberts left him on an island with a pistol and a single shot. This was discipline, but it earned loyalty and fear. His men would die for him. And they followed not just a captain, but a king. He looked like one, crimson velvet, a feathered tricorn, lace cuffs, always clean, always polished. Roberts made piracy look elegant, and that made him dangerous. He wasn't just a criminal, he was a symbol. And symbols, they threaten empires. The British Crown put a price on his head, massive, enough to fund ships, armies, enough to send a message. And that message found its way into the hands of one man. Captain Challoner. Ogle, a rising star in the Royal Navy, smart, ruthless, obsessed with bringing Roberts down. For months, Ogle hunted him. Across oceans, through storms, from island ports to African harbours. He was always close, always behind, but never far. Until that morning, February 10th, when the trap was sprung. Roberts had anchored off Cape López, his ship quiet, his crew at ease. The air was thick, still, no threat in sight. Then came the ship. It looked harmless, weathered, sluggish, an easy mark. Roberts gave the orders to prepare the guns, laughed, relaxed. His men smiled. Another easy victory. But as the ship drew near, it shifted course. Broadside. Then, bam, gun ports dropped. Cannons roared. The HMS Swallow revealed its teeth. Grape shots screamed across the water, and one iron ball found Roberts's throat. He didn't flinch, didn't speak. He just dropped, dead before he hit the deck. Instant silence. Shock. His men froze. The king of the pirates. Gone. No battle cry. No final stand. Just blood on velvet and silence. But Roberts had left one final order. If he died, no grave, no ropes, no gallows. He would not be paraded like a trophy. So his crew wrapped him in a sail, weighted him with chains, and slipped him beneath the sea. Quiet. Final. His body lost to the deep, but his legend That stayed above the surface. The Golden Age of Piracy didn't die that day, but it started to unravel. Without Roberts, pirate crews crumbled. Ports were locked down. Naval patrols tightened. Order returned to the seas. And the world began to change. Captain Ogle was rewarded, given a silver cup made from pirate gold, engraved with a skull. But even he couldn't erase the ghost of Black Bart. Because Roberts wasn't just a pirate. He was something else. A tactician. A ruler. A rebel who believed chaos could be structured. His code lived on. His tactics were studied. And his image of a pirate dressed like royalty became legend. So here's the question. If you stood on that deck, saw the guns open, heard the first blast, what would you have done? Run, fought, or stood beside your captain? Because legends aren't made alone. They're followed. They're feared. They're remembered. Roberts didn't just die that day. He became immortal. The sea swallowed his body, but the waves still whisper his name. And if you listen closely, you can still hear the King of the Pirates sailing just beyond the horizon.